Hey guys, how's it going? Today I'm going to be featuring the Massachusetts Bee once again, and in this game I'm going to be trying to mainly focus on basically looking at the minimap and trying to figure out where you should be positioning your battleship to be the most effective for your team within a match. Now, to start things off, there is an enemy triple battleship division that has spawned in the middle, and in their division is a Brandenburg. And since we have a carrier, everything is pretty much getting spotted. And one of the first things that we can see is that their whole team is pretty much moving over to that left side. And usually, when I go down mid, it's to draw the team back towards the middle gap so our team can have crossfires from both sides. But since their whole team's already in the middle, there's not really a reason for me to go through mid. And also, if I go through mid and get spotted, I will pretty much be focused by the entire enemy team, since we still don't really have anything pushing down the flanks. And looking at the minimap, we can also see that our right flank has basically not moved. It seems like one of the battleships is deciding to run away and pretty much go to the other flank where the entire enemy team is heading and where our whole team is heading as well. There is also a AFK Yamato back there, and since it seemed like the entire enemy team was also heading to the opposite side, a cap would be free for me to grab, and then if I just continue towards their spawn, if those battleships are just sitting bow into our team at Delta, then I could have a pretty juicy broadside to shoot at. So all I want to do is try to get to Alpha and see if I can cap it uncontested and then provide a crossfire. I do hope at some point our friendly battleships that are just sitting there do decide to do something after they realize that nothing is happening. Pushing over to Alpha, it does start getting capped, and there is only one ship that hasn't been spotted yet, and it's a Cleveland. Their Yamato that spawned on this left side was last spotted heading towards Delta with the rest of the enemy team, but he has been unspotted for some time, and the fact that we have a carrier on that side spotting and the Yamato's not getting spotted, I am a little worried that he turned around and came back towards A. And a Massachusetts versus Yamato is not going to be a quite fair fight if the Yamato knows how to angle, simply because he will overmatch pretty much my entire ship, and I will struggle to do any damage to his bow, and his superstructure is extremely small. The enemy Cleveland, like I predicted, is here, and the enemy Yamato did in fact turn around, and since he is pushing in at full speed, and since I am also at full speed, the only way I can get rid of him effectively is to try and pull off a drive-by. I am waiting for my guns to load, and I am not going to shoot the Cleveland, mainly because if I do shoot the Cleveland, my guns won't be loaded in time for the Yamato. And as you can see, this is really the only play I had. If I tried to just stop and fight the Yamato bow in, I would have just kept getting overmatched and I would have lost very quickly. So going in and trying to pull off a drive-by and dev striking him really was the only effective play that would end up with me surviving and killing off the Yamato. And looking at the map, our teammates at ACAP finally, woke up and started pushing in. And now all that's left on this flank is this Cleveland. And once we kill him off, we are free to capture this base and then proceed to crossfire the enemy team, who has come to a stalemate and is just sitting bow in over at the Charlie Delta side. Our teammates finally pushing in, and I am finally gonna get some support. Our Yamato has finally started playing, and he is dragging along behind us, which is going to be good in the sense that now we have a Yamato on this flank that can just absolutely smash all of those battleships on the other flank. I am going to be a bit patient here and try to heal up as much as I can. There is really no sense in pushing out and throwing away my ship, especially because we do have 3 caps to their 1. And as I've always said in other videos, there is no reason to push when you can just simply wait and make the enemy team come to you. The enemy division of 3 battleships is still alive. The Iowa is pushing towards us, and I am trying to be patient to see where he goes. If he does decide to go through mid, he will have to turn broadside to me, and I can then push out and absolutely wreck him. I do push out a little too aggressively here, and their Brandenburg is spotted. Their Iowa didn't actually go through mid, and he's still heading this way. And using propulsion mod, I accidentally accelerated too much, and I get shot by pretty much their whole team. This is not what I wanted to happen. So all I need to do right now is pretty much just reverse and get out of there as quickly as possible. My heal does come off a cooldown just as I start reversing, so I will have enough health in order to get away. I am trying to also get into will to rebuild range with all of these battleships who are still at pretty much full HP, and they are still just trying to hide and not use their HP at all. The next thing that I noticed is that the Brandenburg is starting to head over this way, and the last thing we need to do is let this Brandenburg close the distance in order to brawl with us, especially because he does have torpedoes. So now I just need to reverse and be patient to see what the enemy battleships are going to do. I do see our Yamato moving forward ever so slightly, so I am curious to see what he is planning to do. I'm hoping that he doesn't just YOLO in and throw a ship away, so I'm just going to keep an eye on him just so that I know if I need to support him, I am in a position to do so. Again, looking at the minimap, we can see that the enemy Alabama is reversing broadside, so I do move forward slightly just so that I can get a shot at him and possibly finish him off so that the other flank can push forward, and then we will have all of the ships surrounded. I take a shot at the Alabama, but he does start reversing and turning away from us, and unfortunately we only get 1 pen. These 2 battleships are still pushing forward towards us, and the Brandenburg is coming at us at full speed, and our friendly Yamato is reversing away as well now. So now we need to do the same. I am not gonna keep reversing towards the Yamato and basically have the Brandenburg and Iowa bow in and having us bow into them as well. So I'm gonna try and reverse off to the left so that we can have some sort of crossfire with them, and then we can kill these guys as they push in. The Brandenburg is paying attention to us though, so he's not quite coming around this corner broadside, and he is angling towards us, so the best I can do is shoot at his superstructure. And unfortunately, dispersion didn't favor me, and we didn't do a whole lot of damage there. The enemy Iowa is also pushing in with the Brandenburg, and since they're in a division, I am assuming that they are also using will to rebuild, which will be quite difficult to deal with if we don't kill them quickly. Both the Brandenburg and Iowa are focusing me. I think they're trying to kill me off so that we don't actually have a crossfire here. But the best thing I can do is just try my best to kill them off and hopefully not die. Our friendly Odin does go in to torpedo the enemy Brandenburg, but he does eat all 4 of Brandenburg's torpedoes and basically loses all of his HP, so he will go down. This Iowa is still continuing to push in, and he is trying to angle towards the Yamato, and he is giving us a flat broadside, and our guns are about to be loaded, hence the reason why we reversed off to the left instead of reversing with the Yamato. Now we have the Iowa's broadside, and we're able to kill him off, and that last carrier drop left us under 4k HP, and we escape with this sliver of health. The enemy carrier and Suzuya are pretty much on the other side of the map, so there is no way that they will be able to kill me off before I'm able to get within will to rebuild with this Yamato. And now we can just push to the other side to try and find the carrier and finish off the Suzuya with our friendly carrier. Basically, from the beginning of the game, I could see how this game was going to go, and we were able to basically execute our plan, going to A, and capping it, and then having the broadsides at Charlie. We didn't really get as much broadsides over at Charlie, the Delta side, as we would have liked, because they did decide to push us instead of just sitting bow in. And since we just played passive and we let them come to us, we were able to put them in a crossfire with our friendly Yamato, and the enemy Suzuya does get spotted. And he is pretty much right on the edge of my firing range, so I just aim as high as possible because I'm expecting him to turn out, and I am able to dev strike him at the max range. And now all that's left is an enemy carrier, but I don't think we're gonna have enough time to find him or reach him since we have 3 caps and we're already at 900 points. So we will go ahead and win out on points. If we were able to find the carrier, it might have been potential for a Kraken, but doing 204,000 damage and also basically carrying this game, I think is good enough. And I'm just gonna go ahead and fast forward here, since the only thing we really do is dodge this one torpedo squadron, and the game does just eventually end on points. But you can see just how effective a battleship can be if you can position it correctly. And once you see where the enemy team is, if you put yourself in the right spot, you can have a huge impact on the battle. So finishing up with 204,000 damage and 3,300 base XP and 4 kills. Our friendly Yamato that was with us on that right flank is second from the bottom. Not really something you like to see from your top tier ships, especially when it's a Yamato. And he really only beat a Baltimore that got dev struck and was the first kill of the game, which is a bit sad if you ask me. But luckily he was there just to be a support and to eventually take some shots for us. Otherwise we might have died and this game would have been a loss. But that's it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed and learned something. If you guys did, leave a like and subscribe for more. Leave a comment down below for any ships you want to see in the future. But until next time, aloha.